Today is September 1st, 2023. It's Friday, and I want to make an entry to my YouTube sketchbook about the Russian-Ukrainian war. I did another video just to mention that was basically a historical perspective of the situation, but today I want to take a more current projection approach. I want to make a prediction about what I think could happen in this war, ongoing war. So I think the first thoughts I have is just to look at this historical theory that they apply to anytime you have a dividing border that separates people of the same ethnicity and language and religion. History shows that that frontier will not survive for too long. It'll be erased one way or another. Here we have a perfect example of a border dividing people of the same ethnic race. They speak the same language. This is essentially a civil war. Brothers fighting against brothers. It's terribly worthless. It's terribly sad that what's happening here. That political forces are having Ukrainians and Russians fight. Those are brothers. Those are family, and all that unnecessary suffering and pain. And I think the world should be up in arms in general about this topic. Everybody should be trying to educate themselves. Everybody should have an opinion. Everybody should be doing something in their potential to try to help make a change. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just expressing my thoughts. It's just a drop in the ocean, but hopefully it makes some little tiny difference towards the right direction. So we have brother against brother here in this fight in the Ukraine. And my prediction is that by the end of this conflict, that Ukraine-Russian border will no longer exist. And if it does, it'll be under a completely new restructuring. And what I see happening here is a shift. I'm starting to see that Russia will no longer be the nation that it is. And so now I just think about how that could possibly happen. Of course, the United States, all of the Western powers, NATO, the EU, all free-thinking countries are helping Ukraine. There's no doubt about that. All their technologies and funding and are being that's all on the back end of the Ukrainian offensive, and so that's truly what's happening here. And Russia's looking weaker and weaker as the conflict progresses. So what I'm thinking is, how could that possibly happen? I don't think the West will let Russia fall unless they have a backup plan. That's one stipulation I see. I think that there should be some type of program in place, like the Marshall Plan was in World War II, so that when Russia does fall, this will be a huge opportunity that the West can go in there and implement something huge so that Russia doesn't just simply devolve right back into warlordism, and we can invite Russia back online as a contributing country in the global community, which should happen. I think that we all, as a global audience, should know in our hearts that Russians are great people, super educated, super conscious, and they are suffering immeasurably right now because they're being so badly repressed. And so those are my thoughts this morning. I would love to see some some comments by the viewers on their opinions. Keep the conversation running. Cheers.